the film.
Yeah.
I'm now a little bit repeating myself of what I said at other places, but Oppenheimer is a good film. The political part, all that committee, how Oppenheimer was manipulated doubly. But I hate that spiritual part, Bhagavad Gita, and so on. Isn't that horrible? To repeat a story that I'm selling all the time, you remember the movie Oppenheimer caused a scandal in India?
I didn't know this.
Yeah, you know why? Because when Florence Pugh and Oppenheimer make love for the first time, I think she asks him, or the other way around, I don't know, to read Bhagavad Gita. And the Indians exploded. Dirty sexual act. How can... I agree with Indians, but in the opposite sense. A beautiful sexual act, and they spoil it with reading parts from one of the most obscene, disgusting sacred books. Bhagavad Gita was the book which Heinrich Himmler had all the time in his pocket, because this was his reply to how to kill the Jews. His ethical problem of Himmler was, yes, we are doing horrible things, killing Jewish children, mothers. How can we do it without becoming beasts ourselves? His answer was Bhagavad Gita. You know, this acting through a distance, all that pseudo-Oriental bullshit, So, but back to your point, fame. Listen, don't you think that I can even give you a list of how I'm very suicidal, systematically ruining my general acceptance or fame. It began with my critique of cancel culture and political correctness.
Oh, that was a big deal.
Sorry?
That was a big deal.
Yeah, but do you know how many people now dismiss me as a secret right-winger and so on? Although I always emphasize, I'm absolutely for all the goals of LGBTQ, and now I don't know how many letters you have.
LGBTQ, yeah.
Yeah, it's longer now, the latest. But, and cancel culture and so on, I see. But what worries me is that the way this is practiced is deeply counterproductive. Because I think I don't know, don't ask me how to do it, I don't know. But isn't it crucial for the left, instead of getting caught in this self-divisive censoring, you use that word, what if it's still secretly racist and so on, to think in terms of broad coalition. For example, I think it was none other than Bernie Sanders who at some point said this. He said, I was always radically pro-abortion. But it's not enough to say just this. No, we shouldn't make any compromise here. But what if we think in these terms? First, we should inform people how wrong this idea is propagated all the time by those who opposed abortion, as if abortion is typical for middle-class career women who don't want to ruin their career. No, the statistics are wrong. These famous middle-class promiscuous women, they know how to take care of themselves. The majority of abortions came from poorer women who already have 2-3 children, cannot do more. So the way I would address people who are against abortion, I would tell them, okay, we all agree abortion in itself is not a nice thing. I am not for abortion because I think it's a pleasurable, penetrating experience for a woman. It's the opposite. But I would say, what if we try to, you keep your position, me mine, but can't we think in the terms of how to make abortion less needed, less attractive, better health care, more care, help for the families, and so on and so on. And here, this was Bernie Sanders' answer.